All right, in this tutorial, I'm going to talk about prime or composite numbers. Um, Prime numbers are any numbers that have exactly two factors. We've talked earlier about how to find factors of any given numbers or how to determine if something is divisible by another number. So a number is prime if it has only two factors, and those two factors are the number 1 and the actual number. Okay? For example, the number 2 is prime because the only factors of the number 2 are 1 and 2. 1 is not prime because 1 and 1 are its only factors, and they have to be two unique numbers, 1 and that actual number, to determine if something is prime. So let's check and see if the number 13 is prime. Well, we can go through a couple of our divisibility rules. 2 doesn't work because the ending number is odd. Let's check 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. That number is not divisible by 3. 4 doesn't work because the last two digits are not divisible by 4. It doesn't end in 5. It doesn't follow 3 or 2, so 6 doesn't work. 7 and 8 don't work. 9 doesn't work because 1 plus 3 is 4, and that's not divisible by 9, and obviously 10 doesn't work. So 13 is prime. Okay, it seemed a little excessive with a number like that to go through every single divisibility rule that we did. But sometimes you will have to go through all of that, and then you may have to check some other numbers like 14 or anything higher than that to check and see if it is prime or not. 51. The last number is 1, so 2 is not divisible into 51. 5 plus 1 is 6. That number is divisible by 3, so 3 is a divisibility number of 51, so no, 51 is not prime. It has other factors besides 1 and 51. 314. The last number is even, which means it's divisible by 2. So no, 314 is not prime. 2 is a factor. Okay? So just simple yes or no answering these questions. The opposite of prime is a composite. It is a number with more than two factors. So you are able to find other numbers besides 1 and that number that are divisible into that number. So let's look and see if 15 is composite. 2 doesn't work to divide into it. 3, 1 plus 5 is 6, so yes, 3 works, which means it is not prime, therefore it has to be composite. These numbers are either only prime or they are only composite. There is no other in between for these two options. Is 24 composite? Well, the last number is even, which means 2 works, so yes. 24 is composite. Now 17. Is 17 composite? Well, the ending number is odd, so no. 1 plus 7 is 8, so 3 doesn't work. 4 doesn't work because 17 is not divisible by 4. It doesn't end in 5. Can't be 6 since it's not 3 or 2. 7 or 8 don't work because you can't divide it by those. 9 doesn't work because you add those two together and you don't even get 9. And 10 doesn't work because it doesn't end in 0. So, no, 17 is not composite because it is prime. So just answering yes or no, is it prime, is it not? Use your divisibility rules to figure out if a number is divisible by something else. If you don't get any numbers, then they're prime. If you get something else besides 1 in that number, then it's composite.